I think that might have been it. This is exciting. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we're getting some splashy splashes now. Welcome to Temperance River. Not what I expected, not what I came here for. I came here to get some waterfalls, which are behind me and up, but as I drove down to a parking spot, this was in front of me. So there's no way I'm not taking pictures of this. This is gorgeous. This shot I'm doing right now is pretty simple. I've got this beautiful ice-capped boulder to my right, huge dramatic sky out over Lake Superior. Waves are crashing in just nicely, giving me some great wave action in front as a foreground element. And I'm just kind of waiting for waves to roll in, taking a picture. I'm shooting at about a half a second, f11, ISO 100, and I'm exposing to the right is what it's referred to. I'm kind of overexposing by about 2/3 of a stop. And I'm doing that just to kind of make sure my highlights aren't blown out, preserve some detail in that sky. Because I'm really gonna want that detail in this sky. The sky is a lot of the drama. So with it and the waves, this shot is fantastic. Oh, so good, so good. I'm gonna explore this beach for a little bit. It's awesome. It's just full of all kinds of compositions like this, similar to this. So I'm gonna play with this for a little bit, and then we're gonna hike up the trail and look for some frozen waterfalls, we hope. That was the plan, but I'm gonna tell you what, if this is all I get today, this is fantastic. Well, I know you're gonna find this hard to believe, but I think I'm skunked on the waterfalls again. This spot is absolutely beautiful. I've never been here before, as I mentioned, but it's gorgeous. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear the water rushing underneath this ice. This river is flowing pretty well, but my being able to hear the water makes me all the more nervous about approaching the edge of the river. So we're just not gonna risk it. I don't know really where it starts and ends. I can make a pretty good guess just by looking at the rocks. And in that direction, this thing becomes a narrow slot canyon, and I'm sure just shoots through there. So falling through this ice and getting swept out to the lake sounds like a really bad way to end a day, or a life even. So I'm not gonna risk it. The falls are, again, they're just completely frozen over. The water's kind of moving beneath the ice. So nothing really to photograph here, but it's gorgeous. I'm putting a pin in it. We're definitely gonna come back here when this starts to thaw out a little, but not a loss of the day at all. We're just gonna turn around and head back to that beach, which was absolutely magnificent. We're gonna shoot, look around for a couple more compositions down there and see what we can find. I am sure I can come up with at least one more. So, just gonna take a minute to sit here, enjoy all this beauty, maybe have a little snack, and then we're gonna head back to the beach because who doesn't love a snow-covered beach? I know I do. All right, so I know I said I'm not finding anything to shoot here. Well, I guess more to the point, I'm not finding any waterfalls to shoot here because they're all frozen. But as I'm turning around to kind of hike back down to the beach, literally right behind where I was standing, there's this great little pattern in the rocks here. A lot of this area was formed with lava flows, by lava flows. So there's these great twisty patterns in the rocks, and that's what I'm photographing right here, right in front of me. It's this really simple little spot that I'm shooting right now, and it's just all about the twisties and the patterns. But there's this great little patch of ice, and it's snowing just a little bit, so there's these little snowflakes sitting on it right now. So you can see it right here in front of me. But here's my little snowflake interest, and then these great curving arcs of the rock that just kind of add this texture and just a pattern to it. I got this little guy right here that's kind of bugging me. I'm gonna see if I can take it out. And I have a little rock that's not showing in the video frame, but is in the photograph up in the top right over here that I think I'm gonna also move. But I wanted to take the shot first, seen undisturbed, and then I'm just gonna move these little things, see if I can move them here rather than have to do it in Photoshop, because, you know, nicer that way, I think. But that's just a simple little thing that's bringing me some happiness. So. Very nice. All right, well, I've got to be honest. While I didn't find what I was expecting up at the waterfall today, I did find something completely unexpected down here at the beach, and I could not be happier. I think that just kind of is one of those lessons in life. Just kind of be prepared to punt, be prepared to change, be prepared for things not to go the way you expected them to go. Certainly true with landscape photography. You are at the mercy of so many things. Just the weather, time of day, crowds, you know, who knows what. Anything could change anything at any moment. So being a little flexible with it is great. And I am excited about today. This spot is fantastic. It's got everything I love about photography. It's got water crashing over rocks. We've got brooding storm clouds out on the horizon over the lake. We've got interesting patterns in the rocks, which is what I'm looking at right here. We've got this great little dried out algae on the rocks, which we're gonna frame up here soon and make a shot with. But such a great day, so amazing, and I couldn't be happier. I'm glad that I didn't let the expectations get too high for the falls and was open to change. So. All right, so now we're set up on our little moss patterns here, and it's fantastic. It's a really simple shot. It's just kind of an abstract little pattern in nature, and I love shots like this. It's really simple. Couldn't be easier. Shooting this at an f11, ISO 100, 1/30th of a second. No filters, again, no reason for them. And I'm actually underexposing this one by about 2/3 of a stop, just to kind of emphasize the contrast between these white dried out ridges of the algae and then just the lower darker colored valleys in between them. Just kind of makes it a little more, they look like dragon scales almost. Such a great little shot, so simple, and I love it. I've got a great little alcove right over here to my left, a little rock cliff right here directly in front of me. So we're gonna scout about, we're gonna scurry around on some ice covered rocks. Glad I brought the micro spikes today. And just see what else there is to find here. This spot is fantastic and I couldn't be happier. I am like a kid in a little camera candy store. Oh, it's great. I've got going on right now has got me very excited. So many elements going on to this shot. There it is, there it is. Oh, that's the stuff. Haha, excuse me while I get really excited here. Oh, beautiful. All right, I think I just got everything I need. Lots of elements to this shot. I'll show it to you here in a second. Obviously, I'll show you my framing and what's involved. But got a great little ice pool in front of me with these all interesting little patterns. Great little leading line of these yellow grasses that are just kind of bent over, and then just the rocks in front of me and all the water churning around it. And that's kind of the frame. I've just got the, to explain the shot to you, sorry, I'm so excited I can't even come up with words. To explain the shot to you, doing a focus stack. So I'm focused on the little ice pool here in front of me, focused on the grasses in front of me, focused on one of the boulders midway in the background, another focus in the background, and then I took another shot, which is just an exposure for the sky in case I need that information. I'm just trying to gather all the information to go home with and put together the final image. So that's the focus stack happening of the image. Shot those with manual exposure, ISO 100, f11, 1/10 of a second throughout, just different focal points. And then I'll stack those together so I'm sharp front to back in the picture. Then I step back, drop my ISO to 50, still shooting at an f11, but that's giving me about 1/3 of a second shutter speed. And now I'm just playing with wave patterns. I'm focused about halfway through the shot, just kind of give me a good focus on the waves. It's not hypercritical because it's a bit of a long exposure and they're a little bit blurred out anyway. But I've got, you know, probably gonna use 2 or 3 different shots to blend my waves together. I got a nice little crevice here to my right, which is filling in nicely and giving me some drama. And then I've got that boulder and the waves are sweeping around that. So there's 2 or 3 spots in the foreground that I'm gonna wanna blend together later and make that image. Let's see here if I can show it to you what we're looking at here. This is the shot in its entirety. Really cool little ice, leading green grasses, and then just the swirling waves all around it. That's the whole shot. Fingers crossed this one comes out because it's got me very excited. Oh, I love it. Little wave. I say little wave. Waves are getting bigger. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful! All right. So, yet another shot. Similar to the one we were just taking. Not quite so many technical elements to this one. Got a little great pattern of ice, little ice pool in front of me as a foreground element, and then the waves crashing over this big slab of rock kind of in the background. I have focused on the ice pool and taken 2 different shots of that. Took one with the polarizer, it's kind of darkening down the center of the pool, and one without the polarizer, which is helping to emphasize the pattern that is in that ice, which I want to accentuate, I want to see that. And then I'm doing another focus on this kind of rock slab in the background as the waves are crashing over it. Shutter speed is the same throughout, it's 1/4 of a second, ISO 50, f11. And I'm waiting for the waves just to kind of break over the top of this rock and then take the picture because I don't want a big white wave. It overpowers the whole scene. Show you here what we're looking at on the back of the camera because who doesn't want to see that, right? There it is. So you see this little rock, little ice formation there, and then in the back I've got this rock with the waves crashing over the top. Little 1/4 second exposure on that, and that's the whole shot. It's really simple and it's really just, I mean, it's magnificent. It's beautiful and I love it. I'm loving this spot. But I need to be quick. I feel like this tide is coming in pretty fast and I'm out on a rock kind of it's not really an island. I could get back, but I'd rather get back dry than wet. So I think I'm gonna call it a day here from Tempest River Beach. Gorgeous day, beautiful day. I wanna thank you for coming along with me. I hope you enjoyed it 1/10 as much as I did. This was so fantastic. I loved it. Couldn't have asked for anything better. So please, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Tell your friends, because the more the merrier. And subscribe if you want to see more. And from Tempest Beach here in Minnesota, so long. Oh! And we'll see you next time. Did I get that one? Ah, still in movie mode.